What's up, everybody? It's your favorite pistol's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the New Age Megatron, also known as Leader Agamemnon. This is all known to me from Robert D. I'll show you how it stacks up in the DX9 chart, of course. I'll show you how it transforms, hopefully. But first, I'm gonna show you them accessories. So, first and foremost, you know he has to come with his fusion cannon, and it is beautiful. It has the metallic fleck plastic finished throughout, and then it has this adapter, which is what's used to connect it to his arm. Let me show you. He has this piece here that sticks out of his forearm, and it can fold down as well. It has two notches carved out, and then two kind of slots there, and if you get it lined up right, it'll go, but it's kind of a burden to get it lined up quite right. It's an interesting idea, and to be fair, it's kind of a smart idea, but it doesn't always work as smoothly as you would like. It'll also fit right here in gun mode. He comes with two sets of alternate hands. Posing hands and pointing hands. They're attached to a sprue, you just clip them off yourself. I'm not going to do it because it doesn't belong to me. Insert it into his wrist where they'll swivel. He also comes with one "they really do like me" face, and this just can be swapped out. It's beautifully decorated. We'll talk about it when we get to the figure, but it's just swapped out with a peg in the back. However, I have found that in order to even loosen the connection, you probably need to use a spudger, but you have the option. He comes with the key to Vector Sigma, has a gold finish throughout and decent sculpt work, and he'll hold it, but due to the paint finish, it is a bit taut like a tiger. He comes with this kind of signature pistol from the film. We have, I think, the purple and like both shades of the purple are painted on, and it's actually sculpted on black plastic and sculpted nice. It's either purple plastic or black plastic. I'm not exactly sure just from looking at it. He'll hold that as well, and he'll hold it better than the key to Vector Sigma, which makes me think that the piece is probably produced in black plastic. He also comes with his mace. Every Megatron apparently has to have one. I get it. Purple, translucent plastic, and sculpted well enough, and he'll hold that just fine. You also get an adapter and a bunch of blast effects. The blast effects are all done in purple translucent, a softer plastic, and then you get this gray piece. And they'll all clip on, or peg in rather, and then they'll go into his barrel nicely. The only thing is, I wish that you could also take this out and hold it like with the lightsaber, but he, like, you know, that he shoves and primes kind of abdomen, but I can't get him to hold it on this copy anyway. The adapter will not fit into the barrel in gun mode. However, it will go in the smaller barrel if you'd like to use that. And you also kind of get his standard gun accessories. So they come in three parts. You can split this here, and then you can put this on there. And then you have two notches or tabs there, and they will connect here. You can take off his fusion cannon and then connect that onto the top of it. And now this will actually hinge up and down, and then it'll swivel at the bottom. So that's pretty cool. And of course, you can attach this to the gun as well by just sort of plugging in these two back pieces and plugging in this. It's already slotted for the barrel. And that's pretty cool. And let's talk about the figure. So first and foremost, the orange cap will twist out. So if you're curious about that, rest assured. And then we have the figure to pretty much talk about. So the head, ball peg, you get up to there, down to there, and the swivel. There seems to be paint everywhere on this thing. Like more than it initially seems. We have metallic paints and we have flat paints as well, and it looks quite nice. I'm not sure if this chest here is just glossy plastic, but like the head helmet looks painted. Then the face looks painted, the metallic red eyes, and then the black accents, and then the black mouth on the alternate face, so to speak. All right, so you get the swivel, you get a little bit of attitude, etc. It's nicely done, and it's super well sculpted. You have a waist swivel. You also have a hinge for an ab crunch. It's very slight, but it's there, and slightly back, but it's there. Nothing really side to side, so, but I think that's more than enough. Red paint accents on the side there look great. Red and blue and gold accents there on the chest. Nicely done. The shoulders are universals. The kind of gun parts end up getting in the way of full articulation, but I think it's a decent range. I will say, though, when I was trying to get him in kind of like the classic blasting the cannon pose, this was cumbersome. And around, butterfly joint, kind of. It's where it connects, the universal connects on a ball peg inside, and you get that much forward. So it's there. It's very slight, but it's there. Bicep swivel, single hinged elbow gets you, I say we give it 90 degrees. Wrist swivel, a little tight, but it's there. Same for the other side. Then we have the hips, and this is where a little bit of trouble comes into paradise, but there's a workaround, but we'll talk about it. So you have ball pegs. That'll get you out for the full Van Damme with no problem. Forward and back, they stop here because of the hip skirt, and the hip skirt doesn't move. But there's a hinge here that'll get you the movement. Throws off the sculpt and proportions, totally ruins it, but you can get it. I think it's a decent enough workaround given the scale. And the pegs are slightly unsightly. So it's kind of a give-take there. Thigh swivel where the ball peg connects. Single hinge knee that gets you a great run. And ankle tilt, nope. Ankle tilt up, nope. But we do get a significant rocker, so that's nice. And there he is from the back, and I mean, it's pretty clean. Like, they did a really nice job. The silver paint here on the shins looks great. It's also applied to the top of the feet and accented around on the back of the kind of heel area. Quite nice. I mean, it's a good looking Megatron, a very clean looking Megatron. Size comparison wise, for tradition's sake, there's our Legends class Stunticon and Iron Factory Blaster. And there he is with Iron Factory Tarn. Dual fusion cannons, look at yourself. There he is on the DX9 scale chart, and I think the camera's just a little low. It's throwing off the perspective a little bit, but it's pretty much in line. Like, his eye line is right there on the purple line. So let's get him transformed, and we'll start from the back. We're gonna pull this barrel down just to get a little bit of leverage in order to flip this portion up, then flip the barrel back, and then twist the barrel around and clip it in. Now we have to make this thing explode a little bit, so to speak. So we're gonna push this piece forward, which will allow us actually to just get this loose so that we can then double hinge it and push it back through the opposite way. Then just keep that accounted for. Slide, I'm sorry, that got out of focus. Slide the chest up just a taste, which will give you room to get these arms down. Pull the chest forward, rotate it, and then rotate the barrel piece up so it encapsulates the head. Now we'll start prepping the legs. Rotate the bottom of the foot down and then the back of the heel up. Then you want to move this piece on the back of the calf out. Rotate the entire side 180 degrees so that it's sitting in the opposite direction, and then take the inner calf, take that out, spin it around, and that'll actually sit there. So we'll do that again, but on this side you just need to rotate the one piece up, flip down that part, rotate the side of the calf 180 degrees, or the lower leg, and then pull this piece out and around. You want to tab in these hip skirts into the sides of the thigh. So go ahead and do the full Van Damme until they hold in nicely. And then you want to bring down the entire hip on both sides and tab all of this together. You then want to bend at the knees to about 90 degrees and then take your back flaps and tuck them around and secure them. Rotate at the waist 180. For the arm, rotate your piece that holds the cannon in, collapse the arm, rotate the side piece out, and then double hinge this piece so that it's in line. The other arm is a bit more complicated. You want to break the connection here, tuck the hand back around on itself so that you straighten out this section, and then you straighten out this section, and then you extend that so that it's as clean as you can have, and that's both the arms done. Now with this piece here that we had to get out of the way earlier, we can bend at the ab crunch and tuck this in to the two pieces that allow for forward motion of the legs. There's two tabs. You can then tuck in the one hand where the fist is exposed by bringing the flank piece up, then the shoulder up, and tuck the hand in and around to there. Now this other arm is the pain in the balls. So you want to bring this back, bring this around, angle this forward. You can see where it has to go, but the main problem is that this piece kind of has to go in first, and then you have to kind of squeeze in this piece, and then that went smoother than usual. There. It's just a little bit of finesse, but it'll go. It's just not quite as easy as the rest of the steps. And then lastly, you take your legs, hinge them up towards these two gray tabs. We'll tab in, and that's it. It's a very cool, intricate, and elegant transformation. Like one of my favorites of all time, I think. Certainly my favorite Megatron. Either way, let me get it cleaned up. We'll take a look at it. And there it is, kind of all armored up, and like, good grief. The trigger moves. I mean, it's not spring loaded or anything, but the metallic paints come through, all the great, like, it's just extremely well done. It's far better than what it should be, in my opinion. Like, I mean, it looks the part, the trigger guard's a little off, but I mean, it's masterful. You know, this engineering is some of the best I've ever seen. Nailed it. Just really, truly impressive stuff. I mean, it definitely brings back all sorts of nostalgic feels just looking at it. It gives you that, you know? It's really well. I don't really have, I mean, it's paneling and stuff, but what do you want? Look what it did. You know what I mean? It's extremely, extremely, extremely well done. I can't say it enough. Final thoughts wise, let's start with the negatives. Honestly, because it shouldn't take long. The only negative that I really have for this thing is that the weapons don't fit in his hand easily. Probably due to lack of tolerance regarding paint. That would be my guess. Everything else is tremendous. The sculpt, 10 out of 10. The paint, 10 out of 10, especially for a Legends figure. The articulation, we probably could stand a little bit more articulation, especially in the shoulders and in the ankles, but for the most part, especially for the class of figure, 10 out of 10 in my opinion. I guess 9 out of 10 if I had to. The materials feel good. Definitely has the presence. Cleans up beautiful for a Megatron figure. Alt mode is dead to rights. In the engineering, I just can't stress enough how beautiful it is. I haven't had this sort of feeling regarding a transformation process since old school Takara days. It is just a lot of fun, which is not consistent in third party these days, or first party to be honest. And it's especially unique for a Megatron figure, which are historically nightmares to deal with. This is not. It's a breath of fresh air. It's fun, it's intuitive, it's interesting. It has like aha, or as I like to say from Coming to America, aha moments. I just can't stress it enough. It is a great figure. Extremely well done. It's in the running for me for Transformer of the Year. Just shockingly smart and masterful. So a strong recommend from me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.